Hey everybody, welcome to BizChicks TV. This is a place to be for tips, tools, and strategies to help you build a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. Today is Wednesday, and we have Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada, here to help us get our money mind right. And when we get our money mind right, we'll be able to bring profits in every day. So
Exactly.
that's what we're going to talk about today. So get your pen, your paper, get ready. She's going to bring the nuggets, gold nuggets, silver nuggets, paper nuggets, whatever they are. We're going to get some nuggets here to help us build our businesses. And make sure you share this with somebody. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And just let us know what you're getting from all that Coach Caren is going to be sharing with us today. So, without further ado, here's Coach Caren.
Hi, guys. Oh my gosh. We are in the last week of October. We got 2 more months for the month to end, for the year to end. And all this month, we've been talking about planning for the last quarter. And what planning for the last quarter is so that you can have things set up for next year. I know, next year, 2022. Yeah, if you're planning, you've been planning, but like getting it there, like tightening it up and making sure everything is where you want to be. Because if you weren't planning last year for this year, but this year you're like figuring it out, it's okay. But you need to start getting a plan in place so that next year you're not scrambling around, you're not wondering what's going to happen. You kind of got it down pat. This last quarter, you can put down what you want, but then look at how your life is happening and see if this is the life you really truly want and are at peace with. We know there's going to be some turbulence, but know if this is what you want, and then schedule accordingly. Do not fight the wave. I hear this years ago. If you're drunk, then don't be fighting up. Save your oxygen and breathe and move slowly, and it'll be better for you. So on this month, we talk about planning. On the 6th, on the 30th, we talk about the real challenge. Once you plan, is sticking to it. And then last week we talked about the continue, staying on track. This really take the place of building in systems, making sure you're following the system that you create. Don't go straight on a new one on TikTok and a new one on Facebook and a new one. Use your system. If you build a system and you set it up right, it takes you a whole year to actually see that the system works, because within that year you'll be tweaking, fixing, moving, and getting it right. There's no quick fixes. Even if you take a class, even if you take a course, if you're in one of my programs, it'll still take time for you to find your footing in terms of how you operate. You'll be using the tools, yes, but you still need to know how you operate. And that really lends itself in how money operates. We'll teach you about money. We teach you about how to get your mind right. But your job is to see how you function in those two things that makes you be you, uniquely you, and feeling great about yourself. That's really, really important. So
Mhm.
that's really, really important. And so today we're talking about knowing that you've won already. Like if you've been going through this path, even if you weren't planner before, but you took your steps through this month as I speak with you, know that you've won if you've been putting in the work doing this stuff. So if you feel like a winner already, you only get to work as a winner. Years and years ago, that's in the 80s. Yeah, that was in the 80s when I traveled to Brazil a lot. And the caseiro over there was the money was very, very small compared to our money at the time. And so people were millionaires in Brazil at the time with the caseiro, but they never behave as millionaires because they only saw the pounds as if you had pounds or you had US dollars or even Canadian dollars, then they'll see you in a millionaire status. But their own country money, because the value was so low and they knew it, it made people operate in a manner of, I don't have enough. And I remember one day saying to the shop owner, I'm like, we were talking about different things. I'm saying, so wait, you're a millionaire? And he goes, what are you talking about? if you make a million to zero, you're a millionaire. But because it wasn't the global money, he couldn't live into the idea that he was a millionaire. And I want you to know, if you're listening here internationally, wherever you are, you're a millionaire there. Even if you're thinking about it in US dollars, pounds, Canadian dollars, any other big money that really makes you think about that's the only way to be a millionaire. Because it's not so much about $1 million, it's more about how you behave in that money. And most of us is planning so that we can have profits in our business. So that's why I'm touching on that status, because it's just a nice thing to be able to aim for if you're not there yet. All right.
Okay.
So, Fran?
No, this is good.
Okay.
But the one point that stuck out to me so far, use your system. Not everybody else's system. Use your system, the one. And even if your system took a year, it's going to take you some time. I like that, because a lot of people think they can jump in and just they put the system together. A system is just that. A system has to be running. It doesn't start the same day. Oh, my system. You don't have a system if it hasn't gone for a long period of time.
Exactly.
Use your system.
It is your system. And so today we'll be covering two main things. We're going to be talking about always having an upcoming goal in mind once you set your base goal. And so goal, I like to call it goal stocking, which means you're stocking your goals and you're setting them at different places, and you got different pointers of where they're going to be, almost like a relay when you're running a race. And one of the things about human beings, if we wait until we accomplish the whole goal, we won't do the other. If you look at a builder, I want to give you a story of a builder. If you look at a builder, if he buy our whole street, or let's say half where I live, and he's building here, you better believe it, he's looking at several other spots to build. And some of those spots going to be he's fighting to get the land because maybe people don't want buildings there, so he's worried about that. And then he's got land that he has in escrow waiting to see what's going to happen. And then he's got the land that you're seeing that the workers are on starting the process. He is not, a sensible builder. And there's had the builders, and I've spoken to builders who build, and then they can't seem to get ahead because they were just focusing on that build at the time. And it's simply because when that's happening to you, you're thinking about all the money you're investing in this specific project. You're thinking about, I can't go and invest anymore, especially if you're new. All the builders understand this scenario, what's happening. But when you're new, and the same thing goes for when you're new in any kind of business, you're so afraid. You're working a lot of fair ground. Let's just call it what it is. You're working in a lot of fair ground. No matter how much faith you have, you're working a lot of fair ground. You're fighting to stay in your faith because fear is beating you up big time, because you're questioning everything that that you really got a skill for, but you're still questioning it because fear is taking over your insides. And so you have to work on getting out of the fear. This is why when I coach people, I always make them work on themselves first before the project, because when self doesn't get looked after, it seeps over into whatever else you're trying to build out or do. And you feel like you can't accomplish it. But it's the thing that is bugging you, that is on your mind, that you're not taking care of, that is stopping the process of starting this business or taking it to the next level. And so you're standing in your own doorway. That's really what's happening. You're standing in your own doorway. And so that's what you really have to, don't mean you have to spend all the time working on you and don't work on the business, but you do have to make you the priority. That's why I say you're your first client. You got to work on you rigorously, continuously.
Very good.
And so we're setting this stuff for next year up. We're setting it up, and we went through all the things we're going to do and get it done. Now we're at the point where what's next? Because this goal might be coming to an end. I've gotten this thing fixed. What's going to happen? Now you need to go back in now and fix it. Make it where you want it to be. What's going to happen from January to March? What's going to happen for the first 3 months? How is this lining up? And then once you say that, you want to deliberately go in. And this is the part I'm going to just confess. I hated the tedious part where I have the big picture, but I have to go in now and break it down week for week, day by day, and what's going to happen in that day. And be honest with myself in terms of how many hours I truly want to work versus how much I must work. And then I do the must work and what I truly want. So my goal is to get to where I truly want. But I really have to start off with what I must do. Because if I work in what I must do, I am going to get to cross the bridge over to what I truly want to work in. And I really would get there, but I don't get there before doing what I must do. When you hear somebody's in business for 10 years and now they're making 7 figures, now they're seeing the light, it's because most times we really block ourselves in all these things I'm talking about to get over to what I'd like to do. But the journey, it's not like I want you to skip it. The journey, while the journey is happening, we go into a lot of fear. We go into all the self-doubt. While that journey is happening, people get sick. People die. You lose money. You go broke. You might have to go back to a job. All these things are happening. But it's not to deter you from the dream. It's just to build you up and make you stronger for more that is coming. Which sometimes sounds unfortunate, but true.
Yeah, we will have obstacles.
Yep. It's coming for you. It's coming for you. But you're planning. Plus, you got the rest of the year. And the rest of this year is where you really get to see what's happening. Back to budget. How did the money flow? How was your monthly expenses? How much money did you really net? Did you put aside enough money for your taxes? How would you do it differently? What are you investing in? What is your software investment budget? Expenses, budget. What are you setting out for that so that you can pay it, so that it don't hit you? I know, like my not hardest, but my heavy hitting months for home is in the summer and early January. And there's my home costs. And around September to the end of this month is a lot of business expense software costs because I pay them yearly. So I know that chunk is happening and coming. So everything is planned out. So when it hit and it's taken out from my card, I know it's coming. I have it in motion. I'm ready to go pay it off because I don't want that to grow interest and cost me more money. So I'm saving towards it because I know the cost, and I'm even catering for extra 10% or something just in case it's an increase, and that's what I got to pay. So that's why this last year, I think 2019, I started bringing to you guys the yearly budget where it's set out for the year. So you're planning and you're incorporating all these costs. It feels frightening when you start off, and it feels hard when it's a big money number, but it's only shocking for the first. Once you get used to it, it doesn't feel as harsh anymore. Right, Fred?
Right. Because I'm writing down my own notes here. Mm-hmm. My planning for my annual budget. That's really good. Mm-hmm. Sitting down now, and those subscriptions and things that come up, we know it come up. But if I put them all on the same time of the year, knowing that they're going to hit here, I can be prepared for it. The money's either in the bank or I'm using my card, whatever it is, I'm going to be prepared for those annual expenses. But I like the fact that you have to even look at them and set up I know people don't like the word budget, but whatever the plan is, you got to set it up so that you can know. It shouldn't be a surprise what's hidden, what's coming through. Monthly, you got your office space fee, you have your what have you, you got to buy ink, and you have to buy all of, like you said, the softwares, and then they update stuff. And we just need to be prepared.
Exactly. And it's the cost of running the business. You
Hmm.
start your business. That's something I was telling somebody the other day. A client of mine said, you started a business, $500, $1,000, I don't know, whatever money you start with. And sometimes once we're in the business, we keep forgetting that we still need our money yearly, whatever the cost was. If you were buying a machine, then yes, you don't need the cost of the machine. But the good news is, and I had a friend used to, she still do alteration. And I said, so what are you putting aside for your machine maintenance? Because she keeps saying, to maintain this machine, Carn, it's really expensive. It's getting to me. I'm like, so isn't there maintenance money that's being put aside? She's like, well, no, I bought the machine. I was like, if you're going to alter it on it every day, this is what pays you. And she was making about 2,200 a month. And I said to her, you told me you want to up the money. You want to make like 5 grand. To make 5 grand, you're going to do more work, which means the machine is work more hard. So you need to schedule the guy. Don't wait for something to happen. Have him come in twice a year. He's going to drain the oil. I know you know what to do, but you don't know everything to do. That's why we call him. And then when you do call him, the budget is like $500, $600. But and I'd ask him, he came to mind to maintain it is $220. If he came twice a year, it would have been $440, less than when he come in to fix a problem. That's one. Two, he can see if something is going to happen, and he'll say to you, hey, you got to watch me doing this and make sure you're keeping the oil right. Mine was like I didn't put in enough oil in it. Industrial machine takes a lot of oil. And he was like, you need to keep it to this level. Like, he gives you maintenance ideas, but he
Hmm.
still come in and do all that big work. That is nasty work. Let me just tell you, I don't want to do it. I like that he comes in and just do it and takes away the crap from the machine, right? And so that we got to think about that. If you're in the office, you've got your computer, you get it maintained. If you're on a PC like me, most people Apple computer really don't have what I'm talking about, but I guess they pay Apple Pay too, so they have that.
Well, then, but there's the upgrades, and a lot of people just ignore the little thing that says, "Oh, it's time for you to update your software or
Mm,
your computer,
right.
Apple PC or whatever." People
Yes.
ignore it,
Yeah.
and then they want to know why. Now they got to call the person in to get the virus off and something else. Well, they tried to tell you to update,
Yep.
and most security updates are for your benefit. They're not just trying
Exactly.
to sell you something.
Yes.
They're trying to keep you from the headache that comes from not updating the machine.
Mhm.
When's the last time you updated your software on your phone? When's the last time you updated the software on your computer? That goes into now I have to get more money, do something because I didn't keep it up.
Yes. Yes.
And it's not a
It's
good,
it's
it's
it's really
really
not good.
not good.
And that's why you
Mm-mm.
can always find somebody leaking money, because the little things that they don't pay attention to. I was telling my daughter this morning, he said, you guys just go swipe your car e-transfer, but e-transfer costs money. She's like, yeah, mom, they don't take out money anymore. I'm like, if you pay a big fee to bank, they don't take out. But if I don't pay no big bank fees, because I decide what I want to do and I do it. So I'm not steady at the bank. The fees add up. It seems like nothing, but next thing you know, it's a $45 fee that comes out. And then your bills that was going through, you got a $45 shortage. And you're like, well, I had enough money. But you forgot about all the fees that happen while you're doing all the transactions. And they rarely
Right.
add up. So we got to think ahead. And that comes in with the planning. It takes time to do, but it really, truly helps you. Also, once you plan it out, don't stick it somewhere that you can't see it and you can't find it. And you're not, well, I don't know, I did plan it, but then it's in a notebook, tuck away. No, no, no. The big planning, if you have the space, should literally be on your wall like a vision board or something where you could interact with it so you can see what's going on. And I know for you guys who listen to the replay, if you hop on, you're going to an office, you see things on the board. The reason those things are on the board is to keep the business owner or the employee motivated to see what's happening, what's going on, to see their schedule. You're no different at home. Sometimes when you work from home, people forget that it's still a business that they're running and they're thinking, I don't need this processes, but you do. It's so helpful. It's so helpful. When you get in there, you're not wondering, well, what am I going to do today? You know what you plan for next year. When you get in there, January, whenever you start back work, if you took some time off, then you're like, so this is the projects I need to accomplish in January. And these are the things I need to get accomplished every single week. And this is what my day look like. And it either goes, I really don't like people put it on the phone because they get distracted. So I don't like it.
And the phone is buried in the apps.
Yes.
You have to go swipe to get to the app to see it. And I have this little thing that I use to write, my stuff for the day.
Yes.
And I can sit it right here in front of my face. I'm like, okay, I got to do that. Mm-hmm. But for the more annual stuff, I think I need to get a big board that has a dry erase that you can put up there. And and with a calendar, January, February, mm-hmm. March, April, May, because things come up and these are annual events that happen.
Yes.
I need to see them.
Yes.
Prepare for the taxes, prepare for this, and not wait till. And a lot of people get on themselves about procrastination when it's maybe not procrastination, is that you just don't see it coming. And you don't see it coming because it's not on a board or on something that you can look across the room like, oh, that's happening.
And you can just do it, because the funny thing with us, once we do it, then we're like, it wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard. I personally love Google Calendar. So everything is on Google Calendar. I clean it up because new things are coming. So I clean it up. And I love it because then after the 3 months, that thing that was there no longer is there, and I pick up again. But I also have it on the wall, like on my project board wall and my day-to-day. And then I got a wall where I'm literally working on the project. So those carry my stickies. And I could just see it at a glance. But at my desk, just like you're saying, there's this, frame in front of me where it tells me, and I like scratching things off. So I'm so happy at the end of the day to see them scratched off, because then I actually know I accomplish it. And as soon as it's done, I'm going to stick it in the BizChicks. You guys are going to get one of my free daily to-do lists. And on it has home and self-care, study, and work. And I'm giving you guys 3 columns and then a little space at the bottom where you can write your notes for yourself. Right. And this is really helpful. Because when you have a business, you have to study. And study means you're either reading a book and taking notes, or you're studying a specific software, or you're studying a certain angle for your business. Study don't mean that you have to go to school and do something. But if you're taking a course, then you need to set aside time to really do well in using this product that you bought into. So that's why study has to be in there.
Right. I love that. Because how many times have we bought somebody's coaching program, the ones that are digital and they don't necessarily interact with the person? I like your coaching because they get to interact with you. But there are some people who said, okay, go download this and then go through the material. If you don't put a plan together for that program you paid for and decide I'm going to show up over here every day at this time to sit in this class, you have got to be a self-starter to do that. Because nobody's coming knocking. Mom is not coming to wake you up to go to class. You paid for the program, but you're not getting the benefit of the program because you didn't make it a priority on that system. I was like, how many programs do I have? Okay, so I like, because you used to, last time, I haven't been on with you in a while, but you talked about digital mentors. You have digital mentors, but how do I hear from them? And I know they have something good for me. I paid for their product, like this is going to work, but I didn't put the plan on the calendar to participate in the program.
Exactly.
So we got all these stacks of programs. My money is sitting over there. I can probably earn more money if I get this done.
Yes. Yes. And so I've been working, most thing that I offer is because I actually work myself through it and see the benefit of it. Maybe have a friend or two work through it to see that they see the benefit of it and see where there's some sticking point, and they'll get back
Right.
to me and get to say, well, okay, Karen, I was doing this, but I find this part hard. How could we make it simpler? And then I work on getting simplifying that. But this specific one here, and my friend was talking about me saying that stuff, like it really, like I put the pedal to the metal and I really worked through when I was feeling like I didn't want to do it. Like I had to sit down with myself and realize that I don't study well in the evenings. That was my big thing. Because I would say, in the evening when I'm finished cooking and serving dinner and it's my downtime, I'm going to read or I'm going to do this. I never do. I watch TV, I watch a movie, I play with my granddaughter, and that goes out the door and I go to bed. I prepare myself and I go to bed. And I said, I can't study. I have to study first thing in the morning. And I was fighting my mind saying that's counterproductive because you just want to start your work early in the morning. I said, no, 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 no. When I study in the morning, what happens for me, and again, see why I say it has to be for you and who you are. When I study in the morning, not only do I do well in my studies, but I also incorporate a lot of it throughout the day within my business because what I'm studying is for my business. So I
Mm-hmm.
want to incorporate it. I want to make that, I want to make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do for me. So all when I look around and I see how much stuff that I have that I've created. This is really out of my mind. What happened with, I'm like, these are things I'm going to start putting either in bundles. As for the form I just talked about, I'm going to be selling them for like about $5, where people can download them and just use them for themselves. How many times over? So you pay $5, you probably print out as much as you want and you do. But for the BizChicks, because I come in talk on Wednesday, you guys going to get a couple of them as freebies. You take it and you do it however it works for you. But the reason we're getting these columns is because it forces you to say, I got a Twitter course and I'm going to go through the Twitter course and it's going to take me 3 months. And so for that 3 months, you decide how often you study until that course is finished. And
Yes.
you should be doing that course. And I've taken a Twitter course years ago. I found it helpful because, I took away from it right now, but I find when I studied it and I applied it. So I got there in the mornings and I study a portion and I go directly the next 2 days. Once I got enough, I go the next 2 days and I'm applying what she was teaching me. Because that was the key also. I would study the whole thing, but then I wouldn't apply it. So I was applying what she was telling me and it was working. Most
Yes.
people have programs that work, but we don't do
Because we don't work the program. We're like, okay, we bought it, and it's looking at us on the shelf. The box is dazzling, or it's looking at you on the computer or something, and you're like, and they don't care that you don't click the button and take the class. They set it up for you,
Yep. It's there
but
for you.
you didn't participate. If
Yep.
you
It's
don't
there.
show up to class, how are you going to learn?
Exactly. It's there for you. You can get it. So when you have those things in place, you accomplish your first goal. For me, this first of the year was Pinterest. I accomplished that goal. My and I work them in sections. I am taking a bookkeeping program, a refresher. It's harder. I'm going to sit here and just tell you guys, it was harder than I thought it would be. But because so many years ago I've studied accounting, it's years ago. So I kind of went into thinking, well, I know debits and credits. It whipped my butt. It whipped me. But I stayed with. I complained. I whined a bit, but I kept doing it. That was the key. It's got to be finished up. I should be finished by the end of this year, if not early next year. But the cool thing is, I relearned so many things, and I learned so many things I didn't know because bookkeeping is different from accounting. Accounting is you go in, you audit, you do the stuff. Bookkeeping, you getting into people's books. You directly seeing and line them up. A good bookkeeper really helps people to see if they're making money or they're not, and where they can fix that before they take it off to the accountant for taxes and that sort of stuff. So that's what I do. And so it makes me get more nitty gritty into things.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes more time because I want to understand it, because I want to incorporate it in my business. So it just, I know I need to spend the time doing it. And so, yeah, it took me longer. I was wondering why they give me 2 years to do it. I was like, I could finish this in 4 months. Not true.
Yes, the 2 years. The 2 years. And because we want stuff quick and in a hurry, when it takes time to learn
Yes.
something, it really takes the diligence to see it all the way through.
Yes, it
You're
does.
you're not going to you're not going to get where you want to go in 2 minutes. You're
Mm-mm.
going to need to invest the time and
Mhm.
take the time to do it. I was like, okay, it's October 27th. Let me just sit down someplace and let me evaluate where
Yes.
I am right now,
Yeah.
and get no money is coming in, but have I managed it well? Have
Mhm.
I uh, prepared, because of taxes are going to be coming up, and I need to
Yes.
make it easy for my tax guy, make it easy on myself, and not
Mhm.
do some stuff at the last minute, and just looking at stuff,
Yes.
or taking care of stuff that does no longer serve you. Like I had to close a bank account because I was like, these fees y'all got are just not.
Yes, they get ridiculous. Ridiculous.
And I just said, okay, I need to, and to close it out, it wasn't that easy. I
Mm,
had to get the account down to zero and then call them so that they can cancel it,
right.
because when it gets down to zero, then if they send the fee in, now it's a negative, whatever it is for the fee. And I was like, okay, am I ever going to get out of here? So
Yeah.
I don't need to pay you that
Yes.
when
Yes.
other banks are not asking that. So I was
Exactly.
like, I need to get out of
Yeah.
here.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah. And so evaluating, where is the money? What did you say? Leaks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where are the leaks?
Hmm.
Stuff is leaking out. I'm
Hmm.
like, where are the leaks? I need to plug them up.
Yes. 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 We do. We need to plug them up. Know where things are going. What's happening? I simply next month I'm gonna have my money management workshop, and one of the things I was looking at is just people understanding that keeping your receipts is so important, no matter what it is. And if you can't get a receipt, then write it on a piece of paper what it is you spend the money for. So you can track back and see. And you can also see if you double up buying the same thing over and over. If you're not using the thing that you bought three of and it's just sitting there. If you're paying for a service that you're not using, get rid of it. Even if it sounds cheaper, if you keep the cheaper one. If you're paying a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription, you're not using it, get rid of it. It's
Yep.
no longer serving you. When you're
Right.
ready, you're going to have enough money in the bank to buy it at whatever price it's selling at. That's
Yep.
just the truth. You're going to be doing that.
Yeah. The subscription stuff that's why they do it now.
Yeah.
It's
That's a
because
sweet spot. That's a sweet spot.
it's just $6.99. Yeah, it keeps adding up though. Just
That's why they do that. That's why they do that. Yes, but I'm gonna get you guys the resources where you get to do your daily to do list and just watch yourself. Even if you do this for a month every single day and you stack it up, you will be shocked at how much you've accomplished. That to me, that was the goal in watching the kind of work I do per month. If I decide to doubt myself a day and say I'm not doing enough or I should have reached this goal, when I look at my monthly wins, I really surprise myself every month.
this is good.
I really surprise myself every month. So we did all this month. We talk about the monthly planning, the yearly planning, what we're gonna do for 2022, this last quarter. I hope you guys got on it. I hope you guys put it together, get it going, do it, do it, do it. Do it, do it, do it, and do that yearly budget right alongside it because it's very helpful.
All right. Thank you, Coach Karen.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, everybody who watched live and on the replay. Cecilia was
Hi,
here and she
Cecilia.
says, so true. I've spent so much money in programs but never got into it. And so we're going to do some correcting because it's the beginning of the end of, well, I'm going to say the beginning of the year is right now.
That's smart, friend. I like that.
I was like, this is the beginning of the year. If we do this right now instead of waiting until January
Mhm.
to evaluate everything, this is a good time. There'll be a lot of days off where, traditional days off where you can, they're doing turkey and whatever else is happening, and you can get in there and evaluate where you are and plan your annual budget. and to be, where do I want to be? I'm working on my annual budget and my digital mentors, because I don't want to have a bunch of voices just talking to me. They need to be organized.
Yes, they do.
Where who I'm talking to and listening to every morning. Some people it's going to be every week, some people every month, but whatever it is, I need to organize that so it's just not a bunch of voices in my head and I'm not doing anything with the information and then planning the agile. So I'm working on me, the self project.
Nice. Yep.
And then the project, which is the business.
Yes.
And
cool.
you know,
cool.
This is good. I was looking at something. I was talking to Terry, and I was like, oh, I have about 4 streams of income. But if you don't stop and look at it, you don't know that you have these different streams. So there's real estate. There is the BizChicks when we do consultation. There's people asking me to do graphics and stuff for them. I was like, oh, I forgot I did that, because I'm thinking of it like, oh, this is just a little something I do on the
side. It's a stream of income.
Right.
And then you probably should, and Fran, you should have by now an affiliate link for whatever too. So that's not a stream of income. Right.
So I'll have to look into that. I'll probably need to book a session with you so I can set that stuff up. Just those little things.
Yeah. Let's get on that. I'm telling you, once you list it out and you start seeing, and I said, I agree. I'm not going to sit here and say I used to have it organized, but the day I sat down and I organized it and I understood that these are my 4 stream of income at the time, and these are the ones I'd like to work towards, and I put all the dates, I start noticing the increase as I move forward, because now it's organized and I know where I'm going to and I know what I need to get to. Because when you have even if you have a little bit of money coming in and you need some extra money, first you need to organize some things, because then the money comes in. You're giving it clearance. It's almost like you move these things out of the way so you can allow the money to flow in.
Right. So thank you so much. We look forward to hearing from you again next week. And more about getting our money mind right, getting our managing our finances and it's more than just the actual money on paper. It's all up in here in our heads, and having to make sure that things are if we get our thinking straight, which is working on us first, ourselves first, the money is going to get better because we're thinking differently. So thank you everybody who watched live on the replay. Cecilia, Yolanda, and whoever else was here. Just want to say thank you so much. We're looking forward to talking to you tomorrow with Cecilia says, thank you so much, Coach Caren.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes. And then so tomorrow is Thursday, which is Happy Healthy Habits with Robin Shimizu. I do believe Terry will be in the studio. That's the word. Tomorrow. So we just want to say thank you. You all could have been anywhere else, but you're here with us today. Thank you so much. And we will see you tomorrow, then Friday for tech. Yeah. There's a lot to talk about in tech. And please,
oh man, tech. Tech is going
and
crazy.
Social media and all of that is, I'm like, oh my goodness, there's just stuff happening. So I'm sure TJ is going, we're going to have a session on Friday.
Can you imagine?
Yes. So thank you so much. And if Terry was here, she would tell you, remember to go to the front of your own mind. We will see you next week. Well, tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
All righty. Bye-bye.